Hello and welcome to Jabberjaw. I'm your host, Jessica Dawson Collier, and with me, as always, is Tyson Wheeler Dynas and Matthew David Smith. Guys, welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And thank you.
It's nice to be back. It's
It is nice.
been more time than people probably think because
Yes.
we
Yes.
How long
didn't
has it been?
we didn't release
2 years.
we didn't release the other one because it was split in half and so it got released like a week after we recorded it maybe so
Yes.
that was
And
like
then we had one after that, which was like our second longest podcast.
oh that's
Yes.
right.
It was I think it was like on the 7th or 8th of April, if I'm not
Yes.
Minute.
So
mistaken, but
we've
yes.
become a monthly show,
We have.
everyone. Based on life
We
circumstances.
do like every 3 weeks. Nobody does every 3 weeks. Lots of people do every 2 weeks.
Well, that's true.
That's what I was thinking.
I bet we average out. We should we're going to talk about some technology later on that might help us with
It is. This episode is all about the tech.
run some numbers and see how
That's right.
how often, like maybe predictors of like, I bet we could get some pretty informational insight as to
I love that. We
our
should have
own
one
selves.
episode dedicated to data that we've
Absolutely,
compiled
we
from.
really have really done a shit job on providing the hard facts for our audience all these years, and yet they stick with us. So maybe they're not fact-based people. I know our fans; they're fact-based people.
They are fact-based people.
Yes, they are fact-based people. Thank you, people, for being fact-based.
That's right.
Yes, thank you. We love you and appreciate you.
Enjoy your vaccines, folks.
Yeah,
I do.
Yes, yes, please.
While we have them.
Yes. The Pope was still alive the last time. What else has changed in the world? The Pope is still alive.
What's been going on, guys? What's been happening?
Oh well, I've been kind of wandering aimlessly around the house. The weirdest thing I did is I started getting my foot. I had back surgery. I know listeners of the podcast know that I had several back surgeries, and and my foot just is still numb. It's been almost a year. And so in the middle of the night, I looked up acupuncture, and then the next day I called an acupuncturist and went. And so I've been getting acupuncture treatments for the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
How's that been going? Yes,
Well,
good.
Very good, actually.
Yeah.
So my left foot was all numb, and now after 6 treatments, the only thing on my foot is numb is my big toe and the ball of my foot underneath it.
Nice. That's
So-
amazing. I am a big proponent of acupuncture. I did it for like 2 years in New York and I didn't get sick once. It was amazing. I highly recommend it to anyone and everyone.
It was a little funny, like, because I called them the next morning and I was like, I want to set an appointment. They're like, can you come over right now? I'm like, yes, weirdly enough. And and so I went into his office, and this guy, Dr. Shen, and his assistant, Dr. Lee, and Dr. Shen goes, it's like, what's your birthday? And I go, told him. And he grabbed this book that looked like it had been well loved. It was a book, and he just opened it up and he goes, all right, in Chinese medicine, there's 5 elements: water, wood, metal, fire, and air. And he's like, so your symbol on your birth date is fire and wood. And then he's like, and now we check the other date. He went back a week. And he's like, it's fire and wood. And he's like, do you know what that means? I was like, forest fire? And he was like, no. He's like, didn't even smile. And he basically said that people that are fire and water people tend to have lower back pains. They have problems. They have problems getting motivated, and they often often suffer from depression. And I was like, oh, well, that's fucking weird. I literally said, that's fucking weird. And he's like, and so,
nailed it.
Yeah.
And so we went to. So he's like, so I'm just gonna do a treatment, and so he stuck in 50 needles and set up TENS units. So from like basically like my waist down on my left leg and on my left foot, and there were a couple that were like because I had some dry needling done when I was after my first back surgery, which was done by the physical therapist, which is they just they put one needle in there and they just try to get your nerves to fire off, and it kind of worked a little bit. But there's some that they put them in certain places and you get the zing. But then to make so and then they put tens units on the important needles. So
Right.
I had, and then they just increase it, and until my leg literally was bouncing up and down, spasming, I'm like, is
Oh
that normal?
shit.
And he's like, yeah, no, that's good. He's like, the more you can take it. And so anyway, anyway, yeah. So I did that, and I talked to him, and he was like, I went in yesterday, and he's like, how do you think your progress is doing? I said, he's like 20% better, 30% better, and because the way that their office is set up, they have these sliding doors but no ceiling, so I can hear everyone speak when they're talking to the
Right.
doctor, right?
Right.
And no one says anything good. They're always like, it's not working as well as the last time, and whatever. And I was like, well, listen, here's the deal. If you want a percentage wise, my entire foot was numb when we started. Now my big toe and my little toe and the ball of my foot under both of those are sore. So 90% successful? And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm not great with numbers and I've never had to calculate a percentage of foot, but that feels about good. And, and he's like, well, I was like, I was like, I assume I don't have to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I assume that, if I have problems, I can come back and get a treatment. And yeah. He's like, maybe we'll just do one more. And I said, well, here's the deal, guys. So I don't have anything going on right now. I paid all my insurance. You guys are small business. I like small businesses. I spent a shit ton of money on my insurance this year, so I want them to pay. So I was like, if you guys want free money, just tell me what you want to work on next. And he's like, well, let's work on your yin and your yang. So so that's what we're gonna hit next, the yin and the yang. Apparently they're out of whack somehow. I assume those are the kind of treatments you got, right? Like the general wellness treatments.
Yeah, general wellness, and then she really focused on, because I was having like some sinus issues, like needles up in here and in here. Which it was weird. I swear to God, it cleared all of that stuff out for a really long amount of time.
Well, there's science behind this stuff, but like I was like, why wouldn't my surgeon tell me to go and at least try this? And I'm like, and Beth and I had a long discussion about it. We were like, people that are like surgeons, they're just like, that doesn't work. But there's science behind it. But the people who would do the research on it are Chinese and they already believe in it, so who gives a shit, kind of thing. So like it's like
Well,
this
do you
weird.
think it's like the East versus like East and West medicines, like, having their beef and bullshit?
Yeah, it's like if you go to well, I mean, it's exactly like this. If you go to a doctor and he'll be like, you have a hiated hernia and a bad rotator cuff, and you go to this guy and he goes, yeah, your fire and woods are out of control. He's like, we got to fix that, and then
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's like, and you're like, okay, I don't know. I mean, let's try it. It's free.
I'm all about trying anything and everything. Like, you're having success with acupuncture. Give it a freaking try. Some people are just like, no, I'm just going to listen to my surgeon and suffer.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not going in for another. I don't want to recover from another surgery, not yet. If it keeps bad, I'll do it later. But because next time I go in, they're gonna put those little extensions in there, like metal pieces, and then I will constantly be a pain in the ass at TSA for the rest of my
I was
life.
going to say, you're going
And
to be that guy at the
I am,
airport.
I am. I mean,
Yeah.
I already was that guy riding in a wheelchair after before the last surgery, so I don't want to do that either. So anyway, that's kind of mostly what I've been doing. It's been kind of a fun experiment. Um,
I was thinking about it. I think people, they appreciate alternative medicine because an acupuncturist never tells you you've got 3 weeks to live.
that's true.
That doesn't really happen very often. So
No.
that's I think that's
Or ever. Yeah.
forever. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. I've heard good things, so I'm curious. Like
You should try it,
I
Smith,
know
for
people.
real.
I should. There's a lot of things I should. Yeah, I don't want to do it on like a cruise ship. Like I think that's like the most
Yeah.
often like sort
No.
of
Yeah.
like not that cruise ship acupuncturists are bad necessarily.
You shouldn't get acupuncture on a cruise ship, in an airport. Like, there are certain places that you
Yeah.
should avoid acupuncture at, for
I think
real.
I think my copay would have been like $30, so it's
Oh
not
wow, that's not bad.
it's not expensive.
That's not
So
Yeah.
like
It's not
depending on
bad.
who you call, so like, and there's
Yeah.
a bunch of them everywhere from what I can tell.
Oh my
Just
God. Just come to Colorado. There are so many acupuncturists all over the place. It's like Hippieville out here. So,
yeah.
but they charge out the ass.
Do
Like,
they?
it's a lot of those places are like, well, how much do you want to pay? And I hate that shit because it's like, nothing. I want to pay nothing. I want to give you a tip. Can I give you a tip? And then you just pocket all of that. And they're like, well,
It's like those things.
nothing doesn't really work. If nothing doesn't work, then say, set a price. That's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like there's a liquor store around here that, I mean, it's small. It's just a little bit bigger than this office, and which I would consider small for a retail space, even though it is full of shit, as you guys know. But
I love how you can only see like a certain part of the room.
you have
You
no
can't see
idea.
the shelves over to the
You can't. You
jam
have no
packed
idea.
with
Do they
stuff.
market it as like the tiniest little liquor store in all
They
of
do.
Kansas
They
City?
call it
Like, I hope
Santa.
they.
They call it Santa. It's called Santa Fe Liquors, and for all I can tell, it's only named that because it was called Santa Fe Liquors when the lady bought it from somebody else. But anyway, this about the tip thing and the pace. They have one of those things where you put your card in and it says, "How would you like to tip for me selling you alcohol?" And I'm like, "Does we do it $1, $2, $3, $4?" with a big thumbs up with the $4 one, and then and then underneath it just says skip. And I'm just, as soon as I see it, it's like,
Oh,
skip. I don't even want them to think that I was even remotely going to do that. I mean,
Yeah, I do that when I see the United Way thing come up at 7. I just
I know.
it's like
not always, not always.
not all. I
Not
mean, I'll
always.
round up at Taco Bell if I
Oh, I do round up sometimes at Taco Bell.
yeah.
Totally. Or I went to one of the things that I did this past month, which was very interesting. I went to indoor football, my first indoor
Oh,
football
arena
game.
football, nice. Having
It
a
was
conversation
very
about this earlier
it
this
was
week.
fun actually, but I was full of Trump. I mean, like around Trumpsters, like
Yeah.
including, yeah, just my friend Becky and her boyfriend and his friend. But I was getting a White Claw at a vendor and they had one of those tipping things and I messed up, like I didn't mean to tip him because it literally, they're not doing anything, they're walking over to the fridge grabbing a thing, whatever.
Right. Right.
And Axel who was with us, that's his name, he was like, what the fuck are you tipping? I'm like, I don't know, I always tip, I over tip. He's like, oh, tip for shit. I'm like, yeah, I know you don't and the rest of you don't, but we have to make up for the masses at this
That's
moment in
yeah,
time. So
that's true.
but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the forced tipping in places where you really don't need to
I will
tip.
admit that I will do it much more often if it's before receiving my food than after. Not like a restaurant, but like I feel like if they're making me a sandwich,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw them a
They're
buck.
making a sandwich, that's
Yeah,
completely different.
yeah,
Like, by all means, yeah.
Yeah. If they're just standing behind a cash register and going, "Oh, that'll be $75," and
right,
that's
right.
not
But they don't
that's
even
not
swipe your credit card anymore.
no.
You have to do it.
That's right.
At least back in the day, remember back in the '80s, they had that whole mechanical little thing, the carbon copy,
Yeah.
the most official like
Oh
sort
my
of financial
god.
transaction you could have. And now it's just like I had some kid give me shit because like I put my card. The card was several years ago. I put my card in the thing, and he's like, you just have to tap that now. Like, fuck you! Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Tap
know
this.
it
Yeah.
doesn't work all the time. I know exactly. So you just have to tap that. I was like,
Here's
oh,
a weird tangent, but when I was driving cab in Orlando, so this would have been in 98, 99, they didn't have smartphones. So you had to, in your cab, you had one of those things to process credit cards
Oh
on the
shit.
on the go. It's fucking hilarious.
Thank God,
I
Tyson.
would get these because I worked from 7 a.m. to like 7 p.m. I never made it that long, but I worked from 7 a.m. to like whatever, and until I felt like I had enough money, and then but anyway, like yeah, and because at the time and because of Orlando in general, it's full of old people. So I just ran people to doctor's offices back and forth, and they'd be like, "Can I pay?" I was be like, "That'll be $3.15." They're like, "Would you take this credit card?" I'm like, oh, "Fuck, okay, all right, hold on. I gotta get the brick out of the fucking trunk. I gotta, like that's anyway. I'm glad we can tap our phones now. I still haven't set mine up to do that, but I know it's a possibility. So
I've done it once. I thought I'd live like the youth for a day, so I tried the Apple Pay at and I was like, that's all right.
yeah,
Did you like it? I have yet to use my watch or my phone to pay for anything
I mean,
yet.
I would love, and I'm close to this, but I would love to live in a world where I don't have to. I could either give up my phone or my wallet, and so I don't think I'm giving up the phone anytime soon. So dabbling. I'm dabbling. Trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get your
Yeah.
insurance card, right?
Yeah.
I think the only thing you really have to have is your driver's license, and I think even some states allow that
Colorado
now.
is one of them.
Are
Yeah,
they
I
really?
have digital ID. Yeah, it's great.
Wow. Wow.
I know.
Can't have plastic bags, but
But let me tell you about that app sometime over beers. That app sucks my ass
oh,
because you have to like log in and then it's like to whatever verification and it's always wrong because their app is a pile of shit.
does it ask you
I,
like three driving questions before you can clear?
What was the color of your first car? Who'd you make out first in the backseat with when you were a teenager?
I wish that would make it more fun. The frustration overall. God
Yeah.
damn.
Wow. Not here in Indiana. It'll just go
No,
Sorry.
right into the
Sorry,
plastic.
fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
not
so,
in Missouri either, right, Tice? Or
I
Kansas?
doubt it.
Kansas or Missouri.
no. I mean, I had to go in and recently, and I had to get that little star, for the
Oh, yeah, Real
nationwide.
ID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Been yelling at us for the past 2 months about it.
Well, to be fair, like 20 years they've been yelling at us
It has
about
been,
us.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but then it went quiet for like
it did.
18, right? And then in the last 4 months, they're like, oh shit, this is happening. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Like locusts, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
And it's
for
back
real.
everywhere.
It's like locusts.
Yeah. They'll delay the sale of TikTok, but this is the final step. They're not going to delay this fucking useless thing. And I
Oh.
literally had to mail a package, and I went to the post office, and it was packed, and it's a small one, actually about the size of this retail space right here, and 9 people were in line to get passports, and only two of
Oh,
us were there.
shit.
Only
Okay.
2 of us were there to mail anything. So people are scared. They're like,
Yeah.
it's like the thing now. So
Yeah, my stepdad wants to go this summer to the Australian consulate in Chicago because he did his research and found out that I can get an Australian passport since he was my stepfather and he became my stepfather
Oh
when
wow.
but something about I was under the age of 18 when that happened. So I can get Australian citizenship basically.
Oh, he's lucky. Oh
yeah, that is
man.
very lucky. Yeah.
No crap.
So lucky.
They seem
I was like,
okay.
"Wait, what about Germany? Because I love Europe and I would love to live there." And he's like, "Yeah, I tried. Not gonna happen." I'm like, "Fuck. All right, skin cancer it is.
I
Bring it
don't know.
on."
I
Yeah,
don't know. Germany's kind of a little rough right now as well. So
I know.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Australia seems pretty chill all the time. Maybe not as chill as New
I
Zealand,
know. Maybe
but
I'll take up surfing and have like a little beach house, and it'll be all right. So, whatever. This is where my brain goes when everything's going to shit. I'm like, the future.
Right.
we're gonna move on to a farm, I think. So you never know what's gonna happen.
You never know. I
You
like
never know.
it.
Yeah.
Farmer
Uh,
Tyson.
Farmer Tyson. The only thing that's going to be great is and Matt's I think experiencing this with his new house is that he's going to have an excellent excuse to buy one of those giant riding lawnmowers that you tool around on.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
so that's
Yeah, I'm
that's
looking
fun.
forward to that. Just listening to some Steely Dan and mowing miles and miles of that. I like the idea. I like the
Yeah,
Excellent.
idea. Yeah.
Steely.
Not gonna like it in like 95-degree weather, but right now it's lovely mowing weather. But
Do you guys know? You probably know this. You guys know stuff like this. Do you know what Steely Dan's from? The name
I do
Steely Dan.
not know. This seems
I,
like a fun
I think
fact
I
I should know.
did at one point, but go
Uh,
ahead.
it's uh, it's from a book called Naked Lunch, and it's the name of a giant.
Oh,
It's the name of a giant dildo, metal dildo,
I
Steely
think I
Dan.
did know this at one point.
And
Okay.
so, and so I always thought that Steely Dan naming their band that was pretty ballsy.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Even if I wasn't really a fan, I was like, you know what though, that's pretty good. So
That's pretty good. Good
uh,
on you. Yeah.
not Edgar Rice Burroughs, Edgar Burroughs, right? Wasn't he the guy who wrote Naked Lunch?
Yes, Laurentian, the most
Yes.
famous Laurentian, arguably.
Yeah,
William S.
I guess
Burroughs.
used to get drunk at the Bourgeois Pig all the time.
Did shot his wife.
Really?
Uh,
Wow.
Shot his
trying to
wife
shoot an
in Mexico.
apple off her head,
Yeah.
which is in Kansas courts are like, all right. Apparently,
Yeah.
wrote a book.
There's a fucking. I say there's that urban legend I've probably talked about it before, where the guy was delivering him a pizza and he went to the wrong house, and when the door opened, it was Edgar Burroughs with a fucking double shotgun, just pointing out the door. And is like, "What do you want?" He's like, pizza's here, and he's like, I didn't know where fucking pizza, like so I was like, okay, all right, good story. I don't know if it's true, but it's fucking. I've heard several
If
people tell me
he
that. So.
did eat pizza, it'd be like a Hawaiian pizza guy. I don't know, I get that sense, but a little out there.
I'm not sharing it with anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it anyway.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to?
Uh, I have been well, I kind of, escaped, for a couple days, to go to New Orleans to celebrate
You did.
our little Sarah Glassman, with her and some friends. It was super fun. I love New Orleans. I wanted to because you guys know how and she would whatever, she's a diva, so it was all about her birthday, and I was like, "The only thing I wanna do is get a tarot card reading." She's like, "Okay, so every time we went to a table where someone was doing tarot cards," she's like, "Not this one. Or not this place." And it just never ended up happening. But I did like the ongoing bit of me asking and her saying, "No." So
She
I
was
had
rejecting them because of what they looked like. Is that was
I
there?
think so. I'm
Okay.
still confused as to why. I think she just later, like a couple days later, she was like, "Aren't you scared of what they're gonna say?" And I'm like, "No, they're probably full of shit. Like it's just like something you do."
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
"We should get voodoo dolls instead, people we don't like." And I'm like, "Okay." And then that never happened either. So it's just like, that sort of same old song and dance throughout the city of New Orleans. And it was great. It was fun. My body finally doesn't hate me anymore, so I'm in a good spot again.
The food is the food. I hear the foods.
The food is amazing. Actually, one thing that I ate, which I didn't know was a staple, is a plug this week.
Oh,
So I will plug that. But I did not eat one beignet this trip, which was
Wow,
weird.
that is weird.
Because Cafe Du Monde, which is like the most famous place to get beignets, had a line like you wouldn't believe at all times during the day. And it was just jam packed with people just shoveling, like they're basically like donut funnel cakes with tons of powdered sugar on them
Right. Yeah.
into their gourds. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not into this. We could come back later. And then we never did. So it was mostly a trip about dive bars and gambling.
That
And
like
yeah, it was great.
that's like the Dawson and Jessica. Sorry, that's the same person. That's the Glassman and Dawson coat of arms. Just a bottle of booze and a black and a slot machine. Like like
It
you guys
really
should
is.
you should make
It really
shirts.
is.
Really.
Someone designed that for us because I'm lazy. But yeah,
Ask
we had a great
AI to do
time.
it. Yeah,
Oh, hey, we're doing a lot with AI
yeah, we're doing a lot with AI.
lately. Good lord. Smith, Sans AI, what have you been up to?
Sans AI, not a lot. We went and saw Alton Brown last week. He is doing
Nice.
his last.
That's what he
Advertised his
That's what he
last.
said last time, so
Oh, did
don't
he?
don't
All
believe the
right.
hype.
Okay.
That's why we went last time. It was the last time.
I was
I didn't.
gonna say something about that. He just does that, right? Like he'll just
Yeah,
say, "Oh,
Maybe he
this is my
does. Maybe
last."
that's
Okay,
part.
yeah,
Maybe that's the joke. So
okay.
maybe I
maybe.
didn't get the joke. So
Was his wife there playing bass? Did they have the full band
no,
there?
they did not have the band this time. But I actually thought I enjoyed it a little more. I won't spoil it yet because if anyone's going to see it, because it's kind of. But no, it was very cute, very funny. Just like the guy. It's a unique crowd. Like the Alton Brown crowd is like a certain like sort of prototype of human being. And
It is.
yeah, like there's
Do you
good
feel
people.
like there are people for the most part, or like a different sector of that?
It's definitely Venn diagrammed, I would say, because I mean they're
Yeah.
nerds,
Yes.
uh, but
Yeah.
and they're
Are
science
they like cooking nerds, or
both.
yeah? Is it okay? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what got me because I think yeah, it's funny because like they had some like audience participation, which they usually do in some form or other, and I think most of the people had like some technical career, which was kind of funny. So that is
That was pretty funny.
that tracks. That tracks.
There was a
So
Yeah.
girl. They pulled up a girl when they last time played here, and she knew it was some kind of trivia game about Alton Brown, and she knew
okay.
every answer. And he was like,
Oh, no way.
how do you know this much about
He's a
me?"
little scared.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
was. I mean, and she was all
"Yeah."
gothed up, and I mean, it was just like she knows a lot. Anyway,
Yeah, I will say not a diverse crowd. Uh, not a diverse crowd
No
at
MAGAs in
all.
there.
No MAGAs. No, ICE just definitely was not patrolling the place. It was a very pasty and
Oh.
sciency, which is my people. So it was good. It was good. We played it smart. We went and had a drink and some nachos, so we did not have to fight to get out of the garage because the
Smart.
garage there was a nightmare. And yeah, and like by the time like our row was like we were on like the fourth floor and we timed it perfectly. So it was like one of those nights. It's not so
Mhm.
much about the show and it's about a perfectly executed night. Like nothing goes wrong. That's getting to be more and more about that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I reflect upon my life. No, it's been good. Heading to the old Hayes America
Oh,
this
Hey.
yes.
Friday. My
Yes.
little
Mhm.
brother and Jared are having their Hayes wedding reception. So
Very nice.
so we're having a little country club. So we'll get together. I don't know hardly anybody who's invited, so I'm pretty much but yeah.
I just hope there's an open bar for you.
Yeah.
Oh, there is indeed an open bar. Like
Excellent.
there were like 7 words on the invitation. An open bar were 2 of them. So yeah, it's a huge Kansas event. Like you pretty
Also
much
big.
let people
Also big.
going on up front. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, and the doctor strung it. If there was no, like, it would be like, what's the deal with the no open bar thing?
yeah,
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
because it's Western Kansas.
So I'm guessing, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, like I'm conflicted though because it's like my little brother and his tab, but I'm sure by the fourth or fifth,
Yeah.
Glenn Levitt 18 year, it'll be like, oh, he doesn't.
You can always switch to Johnny Rocker or whatever
Exactly,
after 4 of
exactly.
them.
Yeah, it
If you want.
shouldn't
Sure.
matter at
Yeah.
that point, but it just feels right. Yeah, it just feels like you're contributing to something. A massive fucking bill at the end of the night. But now I'm excited to be back. It's going to be a quick trip. We're bringing Howie.
Nice.
Gonna,
Very nice.
Oh.
yeah, we're bringing Howie. So we're going to stay on the way back. We're going to stay. Have you guys seen these? I think they used to be called. I think now they're called postcard cabins, and they're like these little. They've done this in
Mm-mm.
like 15 or 20 cities, but they have little tiny houses that you can rent for the
Okay.
night. And so we're staying in one of those, I think, outside of St. Louis. And so it's just you get a
Nice.
tiny house, like it's cool. It's just like you get like a queen bed, but then like the end of the cabin is like a big glass pane window, so you can kind of see everything. You get a little campfire starter kit, and
That's so cool. I
I
hadn't
it's
heard
fun. It's
about
fun.
these
Yeah,
places.
it's expensive on weekdays, but like I guarantee you, there's probably one outside of Denver. Most major cities have them.
Yeah.
Weekends are expensive, but you do a weeknight, it's like $100, $90, and then there's almost always like a 25 or 30% off coupon. So like for like 60, $70, it's a lot of fun. We've done it. We've only done it once. This will be the second time that we've done it. We've got a couple friends that do it all the time. So if you're just looking to get away, that's what it used to be called, getaway. And then they
Get
changed it to
away.
postcard because I don't know which more
got in
relevant or
trouble
why
with
the
somebody
rebrand.
apparently.
They probably did. They probably did. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Lenny Kravitz got pissed and was like, "Yeah, can't do the getaway
The,
anymore." So that's Flyaway. Sorry,
the
that's my
Twitter backlash is killing our business.
bad. No, yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that, and I will report back and eat lots of tacos
We did
again.
we did pick up a new dog for a while.
You
Um,
picked up a new dog?
yeah, one of the
Just
dogs.
randomly? Is it a noof or
It's
is
it's
it
it's a noof. It's a cousin to our mom that had the dog. Her sister had 12, and one of the ladies can't come and pick it up. So we've got this dog named Queso Fresco who's living with us for right now.
great name? Great
Mhm.
name.
Well, so there were 6 boys and 6 girls, and the mom ate a box of mac and cheese, boxes of mac and cheese every night because she was so pregnant. And so when they came out, half of them were named after pasta, half of them were named after cheeses. So that's so rigatoni,
I like how
cheddar,
that works.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all kind of all stuff. So anyway, he's cute as a button, and he's already as big as because he's a boy. He's already as big as his cousin, who's 3 weeks older. So he's gonna be big now.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's gonna
And
be fun.
how long are you gonna have queso fresco? Like,
Until this woman's husband dies, without getting into very specific stuff. But basically,
I'm sorry I asked.
which should be soon, like pretty
Awkward.
soon, pretty soon. He should be dead. He's not nice. Whatever. Anyway, whatever. Anyway, So maybe 2 weeks or maybe 3 months. I don't know, but I'm gonna start. I'm taking him to class. I'm gonna take him to my first dog class as one. When you train, they call it rally. Where they run in between the stuff and they go in
I
the
have no
tunnel.
idea what any of that stuff is called.
Okay, it's rally.
I'm just saying. Okay,
It's yeah,
I'm a noob.
It's
yeah,
I'm a
no,
noob to the new life.
yeah, no. That's just any dog can do it. But Noofs usually don't because they're so giant they can barely fit in that tunnel. So um, anyway, I digress. Sorry. We got a new dog for a minute.
I
for a
like
minute.
it. And I like your dog's and I like the fact that your cat, since we started, has been trying to figure out a way
To
to
get
get
out.
out of that door.
Well, he couldn't wait to get in when I shut the door last time. He fucking out of my
I
lap.
love cats so much, and it's because of that right there. I went
Yeah.
in, I went out. Yeah,
Yeah, I will say the puppies are worse than the cats, though. But I'm gonna let him
it's
out,
fine.
and then he's
Oh,
gonna come right back. I'll be right back.
okay. See you. We'll watch you do it,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into our master class in AI for everyone.
Well,
Oh, there we
uh,
go.
he's so
Tyson
good with
saves a day.
he's so good with that cat. And just
I
opened the door.
know.
And, yeah, I gave Tyson that
Yeah,
shirt.
the other cat's looking at
You
the door
gave
now.
Tyson that shirt?
I did give Tyson
You
that
did,
shirt,
yeah.
which I got from Kathy, and Kathy got from her sister. So that shirt has seen,
Ah,
yeah,
that
yeah,
shirt
I
has
a lot
been
of
around.
action.
I
Yeah.
just want to say that this shirt I get more compliments from elderly women in this shirt than any other. It's unbelievable. As in, like, I mean, if I'm at a hospital or physical therapy,
It's
they're like, "Oh, I love
this
your shirt."
close, this close to snorting.
You should
That's
write.
amazing.
You should write a book called The Old Game. And really start off
Yeah,
cat shirt.
Oh, that's precious. That's
Dramatically under
absolutely
that is precious.
precious.
That is
yeah.
precious.
Bullet,
Ugh.
bullet points with bullet points are like how to nag a 70-year-old woman. Like it's like your crochet is pretty sloppy. Let's just get real about this. Whatever.
Oh, good stuff.
Neg.
Neg. I like your use of the slang,
Oh
Tice. That's
yeah,
pretty good.
I actually knew that one, which is frightening.
Well,
But
that because
I know.
what's his name? That guy that wrote the book on it was Mr. E or Mystery. Do you remember this guy?
oh yeah, mystery.
No,
Yeah,
He
he
had a
was like
I
giant
a.
don't.
top hat and he was a
I think
fucking
didn't he
misogynist
have like a
asshole.
show on the Discovery Channel for a
Yes.
while?
Yeah, like
Like,
it was like
I don't
oh,
remember this
it
clown.
was it was like when the Learning Channel just gave up all pretense of being about learning, and
yes,
around
they're
that
like
time.
learn to pick up chicks. Well,
Yeah, basically, yeah.
yeah, and oh yeah, his name was Myth. He had his peacock attitude. That was his thing. It's like you got to be a peacock. Like you got to stand out. So that's why you wear leopard
Oh, that
pants.
guy. Okay,
Yes,
now
that
it's
guy.
coming back to me.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
he had like a band of douchebags that would travel around with him, and like yeah, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yep,
Yeah,
it's all
He
coming back to me
he
now.
was he was kind of ahead of the curve. I
yeah.
mean,
It
as
was
far as
like,
like
yeah, he was
crypto
like
bros
Chris
and
Angel's best friend.
yeah,
If
basically, yeah,
Chris Angel had a best friend, it would be this guy.
that is basically it. Yeah. Mindfreak.
There's bedazzled leather pants, and then there's this guy. Yeah. Okay.
That's exactly what it was. That was his look.
Amazing.
He was the peacock. Yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
you haven't heard much from Mystery and what
I think he
20
got in a
years.
lot of trouble actually, if I
You
remember correctly.
probably did.
I mean,
I think that's the natural descent from Discovery Channel, right? Or any of those channels.
it
Yeah.
could be,
Like
yeah.
you end up in a couple years getting a mugshot for some sort of reason.
Or you married the nanny that was raising your 9 children or whatever, like
Yeah, it's like Discovery Channel or TLC. Like
yeah.
those two. It's
Yeah.
like
No,
yeah, that the fall from
you
grace.
get your
Yeah.
scandal on Discovery, then you get your reality TV show on TLC.
That's
Watching the
Nice.
fallout.
yeah,
That's how it all
They're
comes together.
they're holistic thinkers over there at the
yeah, yeah.
They really have it.
gigantic
I
Yeah.
love.
conglomerate of bullshit is.
Did they ever have
Uh,
a they should Kate plus 8 minus 1? That would have been a good name for a show. Really good.
like once they got divorced, did
Yeah,
And
like
it's
once they got
like the
divorced.
dad outside the front door, and he's just like wringing his pockets out because he's broke from the divorce. Yeah, I like it.
early 2000s pop culture is a fucking nightmare. Like I just saw like
Yeah.
the Jersey Shore is back with like their 15th because I see ads for
Why?
MTV and I don't know. They
Do
just
they have like a like families and stuff now,
I
or
don't. I
like
don't know. I've
Uh-oh.
never watched the first one. I just couldn't like. I just remember it being this gigantic thing that people were doing, and
I saw some of the second one, a couple of episodes, and I was like, "This is what everybody's talking about." Like, I was like, "Yeah, they're drunk and stupid. I get it, but like, I could
I
see that
know.
see
And
that anywhere."
unfortunately, I know like one of them is still a DJ and he was in Vegas when we were there last year. And of
so
course, you know who wanted to go to his DJ set. I'm like, you are ridiculous right now.
I was, yeah, I don't know. I don't
Some things never change.
know.
Uh, so Smith, you want to get into your little AI thing?
yeah. So I don't know. We it's not. It's our AI thing.
Yeah. Well,
Humanity.
he's starting it
Yeah.
out for all
Yeah.
of us.
So
Yes.
no. So no. I did this little test. So we talked about just doing some humorous searches while we're on the air to entertain our listeners with, and I thought it would be fun to Google's had this thing for a couple of months now called Notebook LM, and it allows you to
Hmm.
basically generate a podcast on like any subject that you want. So you can just feed it a bunch of information, you can feed it a list of articles, you can upload something, and it will generate for you a brief podcast.
Uh-oh.
So as a special treat, and we'll listen to it, and we should comment. I don't think we should just listen to it.
We should Mystery Science Theater this
We
thing.
should comment on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. We're definitely going to
Well,
comment while it's
I
playing.
have mere seconds before the start of the podcast. I fed it a couple of our scripts from previous shows, and
He's not lying about mere seconds.
not
Yeah.
mere seconds. We were
This
just.
is
I was
not.
kind of like, hey, it'd be fun, and then we did it. So because that's how we fly on this show.
That's right.
That level of dedication and reference. That yeah.
This is where
Anyway,
I think AI is going to be really good for us in particular.
oh God, yes. I use AI all the time. It's insane. Like I use it's a great tool because I can just like if I'm curious about a lot of shit, so I'm just like, but like I also like am lazy to ingest information. So
I
like
think
listening to a
I'm with
podcast
you.
is
Me too.
the laziest way to maybe I'll learn 3 things, but you know what that was
Retain some information. That's how I
absolutely.
learn about all kinds of like AI startups and stuff. I just fed it to Notebook LM, listened to the podcast, and I was like, okay, now I know like
Yeah.
market mapping wise as a recruiter.
Yeah,
like,
it has
what
a
to do.
great
It's
mapping
great.
tool too.
Yeah.
It's super neat. It's cool you're using it. Yeah. So anyway, big shout out to Google. They need our
Thanks, Google.
Yeah, thanks Google. Maybe
We love you.
throw us some money or something.
Yeah.
I'm paying
All
for
right.
Chat GPT.
All right, so
I'm
let's
covering it for you guys.
you got the play button.
Well,
I think?
yeah, Tyson and I will get into the other thing in a minute. Hold on one sec. All right, here we
Welcome
go.
to the new and improved Jabberjaw. Today we're embarking on a fascinating journey.
Why does AI
We've
say
got a collection of audio snippets
To make it more
articles,
natural, Tyson.
all sorts of things.
Right, and the idea is to pull out the most compelling insights for you.
Exactly. We want to extract those core nuggets, weave them together so it's informative, engaging,
Nuggets.
but
And make-
not overwhelming.
So we have
It makes it
audio
sound like
from
we're a TED
previous
Talk.
recording of the new and improved Jabberjaw, and then a mix of news,
Yeah.
local Kansas stuff, global events.
Yeah, even some pretty peculiar celebrity news in there too. Okay, let's dive right in.
Peculiar.
It's interesting that our first audio clip,
AKA
of the
hot
new
goss, you
Jabberjaw,
fucking robots.
it's a peek into personal histories through music, specifically learning instruments.
Drums, yeah. That whole discussion about drumming, it shows how those early things can spark a passion, right? Even if it annoyed their bandmates or family at first.
Totally. And they talk about all the different kits.
Oh my
pearl
God.
snare, those acrylic sticks you mentioned.
Oh yeah, the acrylic sticks. You know, vintage
I love how
systems,
even the robots sound bored by us.
One
Shit.
dad apparently steered his kid away from drums because, well, noise.
It's funny, that idea of drums as the perfect passive-aggressive gift.
Well, yeah. That tension between
I'm glad you thought
the
that was
kid's
funny.
creative drive and the sheer noise factor. Lots of people get that.
Uh-huh.
We are trying to make you
And
laugh,
remote.
robots.
Yeah, it's validated.
That speaks volumes about trying to find a quieter way.
So it sounds like even basement practice wasn't always quiet enough.
It wasn't,
One of
dude.
the hosts from the new
Oh,
and
wait.
improved Jabberjaw mentioned the police
I
showing
want
up.
Tyson
Yeah,
to
noise
fight with
complaints
both
from
hosts by the end of
practice.
this.
And you love the first band name story.
Yeah, medium ride from a symbol. You know, inspiration strikes in weird places.
It does.
Took
And
all
what's
the fun
insightful
out of
there, I
that
think, is
story.
how these kind of lighthearted stories connect to bigger things.
Yeah.
You see dedication starting early, family dynamics, the
Hurdles you face, yeah.
Ugh, this is a
All
great
that stuff.
idea,
then the
Smith.
conversation
really
on new
was.
and improved
Cracking
Jabberjaw
me up.
features
I really think we should
Drive.
just, at the
His
end of the show,
birthday
just
story.
play this
Oh,
whole thing
man.
and let
Oh,
people,
we should.
if they want to listen to it.
Tornado
Just listen.
warning.
A busted water heater and a flooded
Because it's 10
basement,
minutes long,
all
and
in
our
one
podcasts
birthday.
are like
And
90
hiding in a
minutes long.
closet with
So-
tornado
That's true. It
wind.
won't
I
hurt.
know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's such a stark reminder, isn't it? How a celebration can just derail completely.
Well, thankfully, the follow-up hibachi birthday sounded much better. A bit of relief there.
Right. And the whole discussion about tornadoes, Kansas versus Alabama experiences, that's interesting.
Totally. If you grew up with those drills, that's
Totally.
that definitely shapes how you see storms.
Oh,
One of the hosts on the new and improved Jabberjaw
can't be
told
asked to
that
know his
story
name.
about the Topeka tornado in the 60s.
The one that supposedly bounced a VW off the Capitol dome.
Wow.
That's the one, dude.
It just shows how, well, our environment shapes our experiences, our preparedness.
Which makes it seem even stranger hearing about a workplace later that didn't have tornado drills, given that background.
Exactly.
Amen, brother.
Then the new and improved Jabberjaw hosts share some really fun local stories.
Yeah, the Oktoberfest prank,
Yeah.
the late night food runs.
Dylan's food bonanza in Hayes, and that leads to the story about running into the Black Eyed Peas.
Before they were famous.
Yeah, don't forget about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Don't
It
bury the
really is.
lead.
It's that
Our
mix
fuckers.
of the totally ordinary and the, well, extraordinary popping up unexpectedly.
It's
Makes you
amazing.
wonder who
This
you
is
might
really,
be
this is
walking past.
Isn't it kind of insane?
Right?
Yeah.
And the local legend about the cure stopping at a Pizza Hut in Hayes.
It's not a
Apparently,
legend.
the whole town's celebrity sighting network just lit up
And the band with the original Stray Cats bassist playing in a Quonset hut.
to locals who were just
I like how
not impressed.
they don't think anything we
That's
said was
such a
funny,
picture.
but they
It
think it's all
does.
amazing.
And tour
That's-
buses breaking down
you
near
know,
Holiday Inn, locals trying to get pictures. It's that small town reaction to anything out of the ordinary.
It captures the local flavor, doesn't it? The gossip, the excitement, trying to connect with fame. It's a fascinating.
Oh my
glimpse
God.
into that
They're
human
really
curiosity.
shitting on small town life.
They really are.
Local place, and the
They
reaction
are.
is just huge.
Yeah, enthusiastic. is
Honestly,
one word
though,
for
if
it.
I heard this
Plus
on
meeting
NPR,
minor
I just turned it
celebrities.
on and I didn't know what it was.
Benji
I
the
would
dog.
think it was a real thing.
Benji.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
Speaking of
It's,
famous
too.
dog
it's
causes
frighteningly
terror.
good.
Well, it raises that point. Our
Yeah.
cultural obsession with celebrity, even small encounters, become big
Because they're
memories.
trying to make
of
what
the
we
town's
said
story.
mean
What is
something,
it
and
about
that just
fame
does
that
not.
grabs
You
us
know,
like
it
that?
doesn't mean
I like
anything.
So,
that
the
they're
audio
trying,
from
though, Tice.
the
This
new
is
improved
good.
Jabberjaw
That's true.
then briefly
Because
mentions
they're
a
trying a lot
401k
harder than we do.
Right.
Like our
Yeah,
over
one harder.
Excellent.
before jumping into current events. Tariffs come up, FEMA layoffs.
FEMA, yeah, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Those layoffs raise questions.
Definitely. And
Thanks
that,
for reminding us what that means,
rather
girl.
unusual
Good
story
God.
about the man in the flood,
Yeah.
feeling he had
Yeah.
to feed the cattle because the Lord gave them to us.
It really highlights the different ways people think their beliefs, especially during a crisis.
That contrast.
That's not what
though.
I meant.
Mm.
That's
Personal finance, then big economic issues like tariffs, those taxes on import.
Yeah, that can affect prices for everyone. Then political stuff, disaster response. It's quite a mix.
And then there's the hummingbird feeder story.
Leading to the ant moat invention. Brilliant.
It is. And the excitement about getting Antiques Roadshow.
Tariffs.
It's ridiculous what you say.
Planning to take a Bible supposedly from Daniel Boone's family. And a movie prop poster.
From the film Matinee. Yeah. Down in Florida. And planning to wear a blue leisure suit to get noticed.
You gotta admire the dedication. And this reminder.
To get noticed.
Amidst all the big news. people
These
still
guys are
have-
kind of passive aggressive assholes,
they
but
are,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's
The history,
catty,
pop
little
culture,
catty. It's all
it
right.
brings joy.
Okay, so then the conversation on the new and improved Jabberjaw really dives into.
I don't
news
like how
cycling.
she says
A whole bunch of it.
jibberjaw.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
vacationers in England finding some creepy wooden figure on a beach.
Right. And that really disturbing story from Kansas, the babysitter finding a man under the bed,
Which led to an arrest. Yeah. Violation of a protection order, it said. Just awful.
and an analysis
I say
from
that?
Slate about Trump's Signalgate leak.
It just shows the sheer range of news, doesn't it? Local crime, political stuff. That
Oh my god.
The sheer
Do it all.
range of news.
Then they were
Let,
joined
okay,
by
I'm going to
protests,
highlight that
Catholics
for
and
our
Satanists at
never
the
to
Kansas
be
Capitol.
on the
and
internet
lost the
website.
U.S. Institute of Peace. That's the federal body for conflict resolution.
Contrasted with this Wall Street Journal story about a missing $25 Amazon gift card causing chaos in the Hamptons.
The
Okay,
contrast
I
is
think I've
almost
heard enough
jarring,
of
isn't
this.
it? Serious protests. Gift card.
Jesus Christ.
Are you starting to feel bad about what we're doing? What we're bringing to America?
How many episodes have we made? Oh god damn it. Yeah.
Well, you're about to feel a lot worse because I also did something else. So another fun thing you can do is have, and this is I think I had Gemini do this in specific, but basically you can have it roast something. So I also fed this a couple transcripts of the podcast. I have not read this. I did read the first couple paragraphs because it screwed up, and I want to make sure it did it right. And it missed Dawson completely in the podcast, and I had to remind it. So we'll walk through that, but I'm just going to read you. It might take 2 or 3 minutes, but I'm going to read. So this is Gemini's roast of our podcast.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, folks, welcome back. Pour yourselves something. Again, this week requires processing. Usually, I bring you insights forged in caffeine and dread, jokes sharp enough to cut glass, usually. But this week, the universe fire... Oh, I'm reading the wrong thing. Never mind. I screwed up. Hold on. A moment. A technical difficulty, and it was...
I love that we do this live. So
Yeah,
all the
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, here it was. All right. So, I just finished listening to your podcast, and I've got notes. Let's roast this thing properly. Mic on, gloves off. Welcome to Jabberjawcast, where coherence goes to die and dead air gets resurrected as content. Number 1, the host. Whoever these people are, they sound like 2 guys who got trapped in a Best Buy podcast mic aisle and decided, yeah, let's start a show. How hard could it be? Turns out hard. Their chemistry is less dynamic duo and more 2 non-player characters talking to each other while trying to remember why they entered a room.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. One of them
How
sounds
do
like
you know, Gemini?
wow. One of them sounds like he was raised entirely on Reddit threads and Joe Rogan clips. The other, he's still buffering constantly. If his charisma were currency, these guys are deep in overdraft. I don't know who they're talking to. It could be either of us. So that's great. And also, like they sort of conflated us as 2 men collectively. So we'll see what happens. 2, the audio quality. Our audio sounds fine. Anyway, podcast, more surveillance footage from Denny's.
Sometimes it sounds fine.
Yes, I've heard clear
I'll give
dialogue.
Gemini that.
I've heard clear dialogue from people yelling through a drive-through intercom during a hurricane. Was this episode recorded inside a sock, or was one host literally whispering into a toaster? Also, this is mean. Also, can someone explain why the intro music sounds like a royalty-free stock noise from 2005 Flash game?
Oh.
That's
not okay.
Yeah, I've heard better production and voice memos. Wow, that's...
You know what? I'm not going to use Gemini tomorrow.
Yeah,
I use that shit today, and
Google.
tomorrow, not using you.
Okay, well...
It's a solid burn, though. I mean, I don't agree.
Yeah, no, not bad. 3, structure, or parentheticals, or lack thereof. There's about as much structure here as a soggy napkin. That's fair.
That is fair, but that's kind of our thing, right?
That's the point, right?
Thanks for pointing out the obvious.
Segment transitions, non-existent. Topic flow, a fever dream. It's like watching someone try to assemble IKEA furniture without the instructions or tools, blindfolded. They just jump between half-baked ideas and takes on random stories like a hyperactive squirrel on Red Bull. 1 minute it's pop culture. The next it's some deranged rants about...
I like that. That's actually a plus.
Pick a lane, or at least blinkers. 4, the jokes. Okay, here we go. Painful truly. These aren't dad jokes, they're stepdad jokes. That's kind of funny. The kind you hear forced at family dinners when your stepdad's trying to way too hard. The only thing to flatter than their punchlines is the tone they deliver them in. Even the laugh track in their heads has walked out.
I've never wanted a beer more in my life.
I'm sorry. I did not. I thought this was going to be...
This is not fun, Smith. This is not fun.
Hey, we're all taking it. That's why I didn't read it. I thought it was fair that we all be judged.
Yeah, no,
by this is what AI thinks of us, guys. Like,
that's all right.
I don't even want to do the next segment because of this shit.
Hot takes,
but we're still going to do it.
Hot takes that couldn't melt butter. I've heard edgier opinions from laminated middle school essays. These guys somehow managed to be wrong, bland, and smug all at once. It's like listening to a TED Talk about nothing delivered by 2 dudes who definitely think they could be famous if Vine was still a thing.
I wish it was still a thing. That's actually a good point.
Jabberjaw Cast isn't a podcast. It's an endurance test.
It is. That is true. Everyone deserves medals after listening to it.
It's what you play to clear a room at a party. It's what Spotify plays as punishment for skipping ads too often.
Wow. That's a good one.
If this
That's a sweet burn.
podcast were a sandwich, it would be 2 slices of white bread with a printed out tweet in the middle. But hey, maybe that's the point. Yes. Maybe here's a little redemption. Maybe Jabberjaw is avant-garde, an experimental journey into what happens when you move relevant talent. Sorry. An experimental journey into what happens when you remove talent, preparation, editing, and self-awareness.
That is true.
That is it.
That is
See,
amazing.
they
nailed
did
it.
kind of get it. So
Fucking
just
nailed it.
briefly, I did correct it, and I said, "Hey, I said there's 3 hosts, including a girl named Dawson." And so it said, "Let's dive back in now, knowing there are 3 hosts, and one of them is a woman named Dawson." That's right, 3 whole people, and no one still thought to bring a clue. Yeah. Okay. If this podcast was a medium for storytelling, humor, and insight, Jabberjaw Cast is what happens when 3 people hit record before deciding if they had anything to say. Let's start with Dawson, the lone female voice of this Titanic of a podcast. She's got the most pash personality, but that's like saying a soggy French fry is the crispiest one in the bag.
Oh my God.
Dawson alternates between sarcastic quips and "I'm so cool" care yawns.
I do.
Okay, all right. That suggests she's either bored of her co-hosts or actively disassociating mid-recording.
Oh, God damn it.
She's the kind of person who definitely corrects people on wine pronunciation while drinking box sangria. Dawson's entire vibe screams. I've
I
almost
better drinking taste than that, Gemini.
but I know she's trying to gaslight her way to being the voice of reason. On this mess, good luck. Okay. Now, it just says Guy, too, because I don't, so we'll see.
Who is Guy 1 versus Guy 2?
I don't, we'll let the listeners decide who.
Oh, God. Giddy up, Tice.
So anyway, the guy who thinks he's the smart one. This guy, Mr. Well, actually armed with a shallow pool of trivia and misplaced confidence of a pub quiz
Could be either one of us.
champion who peaked in 2017.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
That doesn't. Okay.
Every sentence has the cadence of delivering something he thinks is a mic drop, but it lands like a damp tissue on linoleum. You know
I think that is me.
Bringing up Nishi during beer pong. Host 3. This dude's sole talent is jumping in at the worst possible time with either a tangent, an inside joke no one remembers, or a soundboard noise from a 2011 meme. I don't know what that means. His brain's permanently buffering. If conversation were a relay race, this guy would be the one who eats the baton. Everyone who starts to make a point, he derails with a story that ends in "anyway." I forgot where I was going.
That is definitely me.
Okay.
Absolutely, for sure. 100%.
Content is generous. I guess me makes the guy who thinks he's that tracks. Content is generous. It's more like 3 people arguing in a food court. Every topic is a springboard for over talking, side tangents, and zero follow through. It's like watching toddlers play chess. Pieces are moving, sure,
A little bit.
but no one knows the rules and everyone's mad.
Yeah.
You ever try listening to 3 people describe a movie they half remember while scrolling their phones? That's Jabberjaw.
That is.
But with
Remember this.
worse pacing.
Yes.
That's
going on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good because it didn't have the context for this. Imagine 3 we're not ex-friends, but imagine 3 ex-friends who got stuck in an elevator and decided to make the best of it by launching a podcast. The energy veers between cousins forced to do a group project and bar regulars who all hate each other but still meet every week out of spite. Every episode feels like a punishment for not backing a Kickstarter. Okay. All right. Couple more paragraphs, then we'll get rid of it. Listener experience, minute 1 to 5. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Minute 6 to 10. Wait, what are they talking about? Minute 11 to 20. Why is Dawson sighing like she's being held hostage? Minute 21 to the end. Spotify, how can I report a hate crime against my ears? Jabberjaw is the audio version of a group project where no one read the assignment, but everyone showed up with a PowerPoint anyway. 3 hosts, 0 coordination, negative value. I don't disagree with the negative value part, but if this podcast were a movie,
I don't like that part.
If this podcast were a movie, it'd be Cats 2019. Confusing, awkwardly sexual at times, and somehow got released to the public anyway. But hey, if you ever thought, I wish I could hear 3 people talk over each other while saying nothing for 47 minutes, then congratulations, you found your show.
Yay! What a way to wrap that up.
Be willing to post this as a review.
That'd be great.
That'd be true. Not a bad job. I gotta say.
No, not bad.
I didn't mind it. Not bad.
Kind
of nailed it.
A little hurtful, but
I did like the Avant-Garde quote too, of like at the end of that one paragraph. I thought that was pointless, meandering, whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So anyway, that was
wow.
Lots of quotes to go on our website
Yeah.
that may or may not come out. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. The things that
Uh,
Gemini said about us. Hey, it's at least
Thanks, Smith.
it's another listener. So there we go.
That's
There
true.
we go. Hey, I'll take it. Human or robot.
Or robot.
All right. This will be the last AI thing that we do this episode, promise. But we have a new segment called Ask ChatGPT, and we also have a new intro song for it. So enjoy or hate it. I don't care.
Jabberjaws in the air, soaring high and free. Words flow like a river from you to me.
Wow.
Jabberjaw asks ChatGPT, what will be? Tell me stories, set my mind free.
Oh, I love it.
It's nice, right?
That's
You know what?
nice.
It's nice.
Did you type in Muzak and Amy Mann, and that's what popped
I
out?
know. I literally put, please make a 10-second song about Jabberjaw Ask ChatGPT and make it sound like indie rock.
Pretty good.
You know,
Not bad.
didn't you say that you had like a 10-minute version of that? You could release like a club edit of it. You know.
That was painful for me. And that was actually like not through the AI program that I ended up using, which was Jingle.
Jingle.
So if
Yeah.
somebody wants to make up their own songs, Jingle AI,
Jingle.
check it out.
All right. What's your question, Dawson?
Let me bring that back up.
Okay,
That
so
roast kind of got me.
Here's the deal. So I'm going to type in a question into ChatGPT and see what it says.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so my question is, what is the meaning of human life?
Question mark.
Be gentle, robot.
Oh boy. Okay. The meaning of human
Do you
life.
need to make a prompt, make that summarize
I'm going
your...
to summarize.
Yeah.
The meaning of human life is one of the oldest and most profound questions in philosophy, religion, personal reflection. There's no single answer, but here are a few major perspectives. 1, religious view. 2, philosophical view. 3, scientific view. 4, personal view. In short, life's meaning might be something you're meant to discover or something you're meant to create.
You should make a prompt, Tice, that says, yeah. No, what do you think of human life?
Okay. Yeah.
This is when I get scared, ladies and gentlemen. Poking the bear.
I think it's remarkable, not because of any single purpose, but because of the capacity for meaning making.
Oh,
Try
why
that.
did we get a mean one?
Here, okay, how about this here? Try answering that sarcastically.
I'm going to tell my boss tomorrow at our one-on-one that I used a lot of AI this week. Not for work, but...
There's nothing more exciting. Maybe that roast was right. I mean, this is very exciting to listen to me type on. Oh, okay.
Well, we also have YouTube, so maybe this will force people to go to YouTube and watch us.
That's true.
Oh, that is true.
Okay, here was their answer. Absolutely. The most meaningful part of human life right now, probably doom scrolling at 2 a.m., arguing with strangers online, pretending caffeine is a substitute for sleep and emotional stability. Truly the pinnacle of existence, upside down smiley face. Want it snarkier or darker? No, that's fine.
Not this week.
Not
Thank
this
you.
week. It's been a rough ride. Okay, what's your question, Matt? Or are you going to do it yourself?
Which are you using ChatGPT?
Yeah, I'm using the Chat GPT. I am paid for it, so it's the best version of it.
It's the best.
It's the best.
It's got the best.
Why don't you ask it if it has any illegitimate children with Elon Musk? You might.
Excellent. I'm guessing yes.
Well, we're going by the record. Elon Musk. Question mark. Searching the web.
It's not sure. That's how these women find out. It's a
Great
mean tweet.
answer.
Like shit.
Well, unless Elon Musk has been secretly coding AI human hybrids in his spare time, I can confidently say that I have 0 children with him, legitimate or otherwise. That said, he does have a large, notable family, at least 14 kids.
Yes.
So while I remain
Oh my God, it's 14 kids now?
There was
Jesus.
an article somebody wrote, like I saw this week, that like they said it could be as high as 100. Apparently, there was somebody did like I haven't read the whole thing yet, but somebody did like an expose on his whole weirdness.
I read that.
Big family. Yeah, I heard it was good.
It was good.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's higher. That was on the Daily Beast, actually, because it cites the thing here. There have been allegations of Musk's actual number of children may be higher, with some sources suggesting that he fathered more than 100 children. And what he does is he just gets him to sign a, non-disclosure, and then pays him like $5 million and then $2 million a year or a month for the rest of their lives.
What a gig. Oh my God.
Anyway, to finish the answer, so while I remain childless and fully digital, Musk's human family tree continues to expand in ways that are both headline grabbing and at times legally complex.
Now let's grok. See what grok now.
Oh, that's good. All right.
Okay.
Tice, what are you asking?
Okay. I'm going to type it first.
Tippy typey type. This is how I am in Zoom meetings when I have to like show what I did in Chat GPT or like Gemini or whatever. And I hate writing a prompt. So I'll just have them like already at the get-go. And people are like, wow, you wrote that fast. I'm like, no, I did not. if I were to type this out, you all would be sitting here for a minute.
My question is, why can't I find good fried chicken? Answer as a chicken.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Bok bok. Oh, so now you want me to help you find good fried chicken. After everything we've been through, you steal my cousins, dunk them in buttermilk, toss them in seasoned flour like some kind of spa day, and then you have the nerve to complain it's not crispy enough. Maybe the problem isn't the chicken, maybe it's you. Have you tried double frying, marinating overnight, respecting the bird, huh? Bok. But sure, go ahead, keep hunting for good fried chicken. Just don't come squawking to me when all you taste is regret and mediocrity. Also,
Jesus.
Also, try the place on 8th and Main. Brenda knows what she's doing.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Oh, that was good. Thanks, Chat GPT.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into some headlines? Are you guys ready for?
I do think we should revisit this every once in a while, just so we can hear that lovely song again, though.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Isn't that a great song?
That's
so great.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a keeper.
And we'll probably do one like Wednesday. So I mean, we have very inconsistent about how we do these things. Some of these headlines are kind of old. They had an earthquake in California, and the elephant. This is from the Guardian. Elephants form alert circle to protect young during California earthquake video. Did you see this? They basically during the earthquake, they got around like the two little baby elephants, and then they faced away from them. And if you hadn't seen it, you should Google that because it's actually pretty cool. There's not really much to the article, but I just thought it was neat. And it was a lot of times my first headline's a little iffy because I don't have any. This is from the Los Angeles Times. Well, see.
Secrets revealed.
That's right.
Fucking A.
Roast that, you fucking robot.
I told you, Tyson's going to be marinating in this shit for a minute. It's just a robot, Tyson.
I know.
We're awesome.
That's all right. I'm good.
Send us fan mail to Tyson.
Los Angeles Times. Wink Martindale, king of the television show Game, dies at 91. He was hosted Tic Tac Doe, which was on repeat reruns when I was growing up. So I've probably seen hundreds of those. High Rollers, Gambit.
Wait, what was his name again? Sorry, I missed that.
Wink Martindale?
Wink Martindale.
Yes,
yeah.
Wink Martindale. Okay.
There's one part in here I thought was pretty great. He did What's That Song? He was the guy that did that first.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was in 64. He did over 40 different game shows through his career.
Damn, that's got to be a record.
It's a lot.
That is a lot.
Not that he particularly minded having. Okay, so when he did Name That Tune, or What's This Song, which I think was a precursor to Name That Tune. He was hosted by Win Martindale. They not that he particularly minded having the K dropped off from Wink. Not really, because I loved those checks from NBC. They can call me anything they want to call me. Winky Dinky Doo, the Winkmeister, the Wink Man, you name it. I was like, that's pretty good. So anyway, produced or hosted 21 game shows. Yeah. Anyway, very cool, very illustrious career. For definitely the headline of the week. National for me. National Geographic, colossal squid caught on camera for first time in natural habitat.
There it is.
Hey-o.
Yay.
It is a picture of it, and it's a little baby one. And it's a 1 foot long young squid was spotted swimming in the waters around South Sandwich Islands, which is off the coast of Antarctica, I believe. The footage
So
is
badass.
unprecedented because the mysterious creature are so difficult to capture on camera. And it's like a foot long, and it's a baby, it's a teenager, but they get to be pretty big, very big. That's why they're called colossal squid. 23 feet or so in length, and weigh around 1,100 pounds. But they also have these things. So the difference between a giant squid and a colossal squid is a colossal squid have these giant claws on where their suckers are at the end of the tentacles, and they're about 3 inches long, and they just eviscerate everything. So it's so cute to see these baby little claws on this cute little shrimp, that someday will eviscerate a human with, probably. Anyway, I was very, very excited about this. I have not seen the video yet. I don't know if there is a video, but
I looked for a video and I couldn't find one. I
Yeah.
saw pictures.
it said they described it as a teenager, showing early signs of adult characteristics, but a fraction of its 20-foot long, 1,000 pounds. Anyway, to learn more about colossal squids, and this is actually kind of see-through too, consult your local library. Let's see here. This is some awesome local news. Kansas City Star, Jackson County GOP dinner featured January 6th rioters as special guests.
Well, of course it did.
Excellent. Yay.
And it was a sold-out dinner, and they didn't say who it was going to be, but they said they had special surprise guests. And then they came out, and they said the defendants in his post, testimonies of courage and bravery was unforgettable.
Oh my God.
Anyway, I thought I did see a headline today when I was watching NBC online, and it said like January 6th rioters looking for legal reforms, and I'm like, really? You got a free check out of jail, like what I mean, isn't it already working for you? Anyway. I guess it's from Entertainment Weekly. This really shouldn't even be bothered with, but I just thought it was funny. Rob Lowe reveals how Tom Cruise's iconic run is connected to Emilio Estevez. And it's a big, long article about it. But really, the whole point of the whole article is that there's a running coach in Hollywood named Trammell Tillman who trains all these actors, has trained Emilio Estevez, Tom Cruise, Rob Lowe, a bunch of the guys on, I guess everybody that was on in The Outsiders. Yeah. So anyway, that hand chopping thing that he does when he runs.
Oh yeah.
Somebody taught him that. That's not natural talent.
This is that guy.
He got
Wow.
notes. He got notes. This is pretty neat. This is from The Atlantic. This is the headline is The Profound Experience of Seeing a New Color. The Ecstasy of Olo, O-L-O. All right, so this is how you got to do it. If you want to see this
I heard about this new color.
Yeah.
I heard, yeah.
So
Excited.
this is how what you got to do. So it can only be experienced. It can be experienced only in a cramped 9 by 13 room, much like this retail space, in Northern California. That small space in a lab in the UC Berkeley campus contains a large contraption of lenses and other hardware on a table. To see Olo, you need to scooch up to the table, chomp down on a bite plate, and keep your head as steady as you can. A laser will be fired into one of your eyes, targeting more than 1,000 of your cone cells. The scientists will have mapped their locations on your retina in advance. The lasers will activate the color vision like nothing in the natural world. A small square of exotic color will appear just off center from the focal point of your vision against a background field of gray. It may flicker a bit depending on what's happening with the contraption, but will remain unmistakably there. and they don't really have an explain. They don't know how to explain it. It's not like it's kind of blue. No, it's like a whole new color. So that's very exciting.
Wow, it's like a new
Wow.
primary. Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I would buy a ticket to see that.
I would too. I would
Yeah.
buy a ticket to see a new color, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
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 Or you could just get cataract surgery. uh,
That.
uh,
Jesus.
I have two political ones. I know we don't do the political, but I thought these were quite funny, actually. This is Rolling Stone. Trump melts down over plummeting popularity, says pollsters are criminals. So I'm just going to read some of his rant from Truth Social. He said that they are criminals. Pollsters are criminals and should be investigated for election fraud. If I say it louder, it's in all caps. They are negative criminals who apologize to their subscribers and readers after I win big elections. Oh, I win elections.
Ugh.
Much bigger than their polls showed I would win. Lose a lot of credibility. That's misspelled. And then go on cheating and lying for the next cycle. Only worse. They suffer from Trump derangement center, and then there is nothing that anything can do about it. They are sick. Almost only write negative stories about me, no matter how well I'm doing. 99% at the border, best number ever, and are truly the enemy of the people. Anyway, this goes on and on.
Does
on.
it?
And he said that he's going to sign today. I think he said that he's going to sign because this is from a couple of days ago. He's going to sign an executive order going after pollsters.
Excellent. Thank
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
They really need to be taken down.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that. I do like it when he gets mad though, or upset.
It's the only way I enjoy him seeing.
When he gets mad and shits his pants, because
Yes.
he shits his pants a lot, everybody.
He does shit his pants a lot. Yeah, we don't talk about that nearly.
We
enough.
don't, and I really feel like we should.
I think so
because
too.
it's happening
I think so,
constantly.
too. Yeah.
Beth says that she read something that he just smells bad. Like he's just like
Everyone says that. Like everyone.
I
He's a
mean,
giant baby.
that's true. In more ways than one, probably.
Yeah.
Old man shit smells not as good as baby
Old
shit.
man shit.
Shit.
Like pipe tobacco and like old man shit. Sort of like that nursing home sort of cleanliness smell a little bit. Yeah. And mostly shit. Just like,
Oh.
yeah, ammonia and shit, basically. Yeah.
This brought a smile to my face too. This is a little bit more political. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Republicans brave hostile crowds in town halls back home. So basically, they're advising everyone to not do these. But some of these people,
have for a while, but
some of the people are like they have aspirations, and so they have to do it. So anyway, there was a second-term lawmaker, Jerry Lawler. Okay, I'll start here. In West Nyack, New York, Sunday, constituents began shouting and booing as soon as GOP Representative Mike Lawler took the stage. Some continued when he introduced the Pledge of Allegiance. Quote, please tell me you're not objecting to the Pledge of Allegiance, Lawler said. God bless. Attendees were required to prove that they're residents of the district and were asked to follow a list of 16 ground rules, including be respectful of one another, staff, and the congressman. Second-term lawmaker faced a series of questions about inflation, tax cuts, and deportation. When he defended Trump's tariffs, members of the audience chanted blah blah blah, drowning him out. Okay, awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, Lawler tried to rein in the crowd throughout the 90-minute event, but the tumultuous persistence until the end, when he took a question about religious exemptions from vaccine mandates. Folks, sit down, and if you don't want to stay, you can leave. Anyway, I thought that was great. 2 people were tased at Marjorie Taylor Greene's little thing, but people cheered
Excellent.
about that.
to be fair, you're tasted at Marjorie, Taylor Greene birthday party probably, so that's not, not out of the realm of expectation. Yeah.
Anyway, and those are my headlines.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very good. Very good.
I'm happy.
Smith?
I'm happy when you get squid news. Like I live vicariously through your enjoyment of squid news.
Thanks, man.
It doesn't
Me
happen
too.
very often. Like it's very
doesn't.
like probably every 18
It's a big
months.
deal.
It is a big deal. Yeah, you've been looking for that squid for a while.
I have. I used to tell Matt when I first met him that if somebody didn't find it, I was going to have to do it.
And
And I was like, so I'm going to have to be the guy. I don't,
have to
back
be
to,
the guy.
I have to be the guy.
somebody's going to do it. So anyway, sorry.
Very good. Well, I will segue on the political spectrum and then go off of that as to now I'm like using this feedback that we got and trying to think about things in a whole new way. This comes
I
from
love that
CNN.
you've internalized the
A
feedback.
little bit,
Meanwhile,
yeah,
it
a
went
little
in
bit.
this year and out that
Yeah,
one.
exactly. Yeah, that's the way this should be done. A really CNN, we can't spell out pissed, like a quote unquote pissed, and they use like little asterisks for the I. Like, oh fuck. Like you're already hounding me to subscribe. Will you curse when I subscribe? Is that fair? Okay.
You might
Anyway,
offend people. You might offend people with urinary tract infections.
I guess
Maybe.
it could be. Anyway, a pissed Trump calls Jeff Bezos after learning about Amazon considering
Oh yeah.
breaking out a tariff charge. So this is a little misleading, but to kind of summarize, Amazon has basically a Temu competitor. Are you both familiar with Temu?
I
I've ordered
am.
Yes.
some shop. It's kind of fun. You
I've
can.
never ordered anything from Temu, but I understand the whole
Yeah,
concept
it's
of it.
basically like really ridiculous cheap shit from China
Yep.
that like ships from China. A lot of it's drop shipped. Well, anyway, so uh, they have a competitor. I don't know what it's called, but they have a competitor to Temu.
Amazon Marketplace. Sorry.
Okay, there
By
you
the
go.
way,
So it's an alternate Temu. But anyway, about a week and a half ago, Temu, because I've had like the same like 13 items in my checkout for I don't know, probably a year and a half, just because I'm like, oh, that'd be fun because you can just buy all. It's like all the ridiculous shit you wanted to buy at the fair as a kid in
Mhm.
one online marketplace. It's like
Fun.
throwing stars and like
That
Tesla
sounds fun.
coils and so anyway,
Uh-huh.
so Temu about 10 days ago, they started adding kind of where you see like you get your subtotal, and then they broke it out where you see your tariff. And so the tariff actually adds about 140% to your total, right? Well, that's all they were doing is they were explaining, kind of they wanted to break it out in their own system. Hey, but I got to thinking about this, and obviously this pissed off the White House and that stupid woman that's the press
Bondi.
secretary. Oh my god.
Oh no, Bondi's the thing. Yeah.
Oh no, Bondi's unfortunately in charge of the Justice Department. This is she's just a
She's the
press
worst.
secretary. Oh, she's the worst.
Yeah, she's terrible.
But anyway, but she was like, well, her comeback to this was she's like, well, Joe Biden didn't put on his inflation expenses when he enacted those. I'm just going to let everyone sit on that comment for a while because it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
None.
No, I told Beth. I heard that. We heard that on TV. And I was like, oh, that's because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
but honestly, I think this is completely fair, and it got me thinking. I think a lot of online related retailers are going to do this because
Yep.
we have certain common things that we buy, and then when something's doubled in price, they're going to have to attribute that to something and not just increasing their own price, right? Like this is
Yeah.
we're in a new era here. This isn't like it's so. The tariffs are fucking stupid. They don't work. He doesn't have a plan beside them. So we're going to go through this
Nope.
nonsense of,
Nope.
are they or aren't they? It's going to be like in and out, but with tariffs for the next year until the economy implodes.
Yay!
forward to.
Oh, so many things to look forward to.
All right. Let's go to happier news. This comes from the Independent. Neighbors demand answers after rampant masturbation takes over Seattle Park. I didn't like the title. I didn't really.
That's a great title.
This
That's
This is one of those articles
fantastic.
I can just tell that the article itself is going to completely ruin it for me. So I was like, no, you hit it out of the park.
I'd say contender.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
it's a contender for real.
So apparently, nudity is not illegal in Washington State because Washington State's a pretty progressive place. Like I think you can buy acid and do all kinds of shit in Washington State. Great place to live. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. And anyway, apparently there's this park that is sort of like an unofficial. It's not like a nude beach, but they've just kind of made it a nude beach. So there's the neighbors. The neighbors are upset because all these people are coming and masturbating in the park. So anyway, I mean, they're probably bigger problems. It sucks if it's like next to you though. Like
Well,
if you're
yeah, I
parked,
mean,
Yeah,
if
if
you're
you're
park adjacent or you
yeah,
have children or pets, I could
that could
see
be a
that.
problem.
Yeah, yeah, because your dog's never gonna go to the bathroom if he just sees
Mm-mm.
a bunch of people,
jerking
doing
it.
occasionally what
Yanking
he
it,
tries to.
yeah.
Absolutely. So,
But
anyway,
you know what it could be. Well, I mean, like I've been. You guys, we've all been to Seattle. You know how like most of the time it's overcast, it's kind of dreary outside,
yes.
and then
Yep.
add to that looking out your window while you're making dinner and somebody's jerking right in your and staring at you. I mean, that would make me sad. That would make me sad.
The rainy day doldrum. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, they're just trying to get through. The guy outside's doing his best. You're inside
He's
doing your
just getting through the day. He's just
best.
waiting for a sun break, just getting through the day. I got it's like a group activity though. Like you go to the park, or like it's those people like I'm gonna go eat lunch at the park. I'm gonna go to the park to read a book. Why not
I'm gonna
expand
hop
your
in this.
horizons?
I'm gonna hop in this
This has
circle
come
jerk.
Newsweek. Fire Festival 2 has been canceled. I think I announced Fire Festival
Oh,
2
I didn't hear
a
this.
couple months
Okay,
ago.
great.
What we know, because obviously, like what we know, like we're keeping up to, so if you're not familiar with the Fire Festival from 2017, it was a festival that there are at least like 2 documentaries about.
Yeah.
I think they're both about the same, and it just turned into a complete shit show because they didn't plan it very well, and they got like I think like the cheese sandwich and like the lettuce leaves were like I think that was kind of the one. Anyway, so they tried to do it again, and shockingly, it didn't work out so well. So, but hold on, the brand is for sale. So if
Oh,
you or another party are interested in acquiring the Fire Festival brand, it is for sale. They don't
Wow.
really they
Okay.
disclosed how much that brand is worth. Um, but
I'm hoping less than the cost of the brass rail.
I hope so too.
That'll just make me sad if
Yeah, that would
it's
make me
more.
sad. Yeah,
it would
yeah.
be a good brand name for those like those personal submersible machines. Fire brand personal submersive. Like the ones that keep cracking and dying.
Oh, yes.
Oh, like the deep fire
The
four.
deep,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Deep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Deep
yeah,
fire.
yeah. What
yeah.
was that called? It was Deep something, wasn't it? Or am I thinking of Deep Blue Sea, which was a movie about sharks?
Which is a movie. Yeah, I think I was
And a
thinking the
band.
same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It all just is
Blends together.
blends
Yeah.
together. This comes from CNN Business. Fired Disney employee gets 3 years in prison for hacking and changing the menus. So
Oh.
he hacked into the company's servers and he altered allergen information and inserted profane language in menus that they printed. Which is always check your proof, people. That's why.
Yep.
And 3 years though, man. That's
That's a lot.
yeah, that's
But I
a
mean,
lot.
That is a lot.
I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure Disney's got the best lawyers in the biz. So
Oh, I'm sure they do too.
Yeah,
It
it's
actually
gonna be all
reminds me
right.
of a story that I probably can't find now. But anyway, I'm gonna move on. Moving on. This is also quite excellent. Mount Fuji climber rescued twice after going back for lost phone. So this is from the BBC. 27-year-old university student who climbed Mount Fuji had to be rescued, and then he was rescued, and then days later he returned to the mountain to retrieve his belongings, including his phone. He was rescued again on Saturday after suffering from altitude sickness, but is now out of danger. So yes. That's one of those cute ones,
yeah, yeah.
makes up for the gloom of reality. It's from the Hill. Vance says it's pretty crazy. You met the Pope right before he died. Yeah, it was. If you missed
Pretty
it, Pope died. I did not watch that Conclave movie. I need to because I'm behind the
I
curve.
liked it a lot.
Almost.
I
It
did
was
Yeah, I
good.
heard it's good. Kathy watched it. She said it was excellent.
Yeah.
And yeah, I need to watch that. But yeah, JD Vance is, I love it. Like, I love it. Like, this is perfect for him. Curse of Death. I don't know if we talked about it. This reminds me of like the other sort of like, it's going to have these people that are just kind of universally despised. Like, even on the Republican side, they don't like JD Vance. Like, they just see him as like Trump's toady, which he is. Like, we all see him as Trump's toady, but like, But no, but the only other person is Katy Perry. Also, I think JD Vance and Katy Perry are having like the worst year ever.
Yeah.
After that whole like space flight thing, and I think it's fascinating. Like just Katy Perry, she cannot do anything right. Hasn't been able to in like the last year. Uh, I don't know. I don't know why it reminded me of Katy Perry, but many things do. Anyway,
Could be the eyeliner.
it could be the eyeliner.
Could be.
It could be.
Hey, that's a
Very
good
right.
one.
Very good. Two more. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, admits that saying please and thank you to ChatGPT is wasting millions of dollars in computer power. So yeah, basically it does. There's so many people that are using ChatGPT now that
I was one of them.
I do it all the time because they will take over, and you want to be
I
polite.
know.
Yeah.
I've watched Battlestar Galactica twice. I know what the fuck is up, guys.
Absolutely. So yeah,
Be nice to your fellow fucking Cylon.
absolutely. So anyway, and they're not really complaining about it. It's just one of those kind of cute $1 million observations. I'm sure Doge will be all over it. Last one, and kind of a personal, not personal, but just kind of a side story. This is from Rolling Stone a couple days ago. Why aren't New Order in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet? Well, I will tell you why, because the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fucking sucks.
It's terrible.
So they were nominated.
Jumped the shark years ago.
Oh my
Jesus.
God, it's fucking terrible. And so anyway, New Order was nominated. I don't think this is the first time they've been nominated, if I'm remembering correctly. But probably right around the time that they were nominated, Peter Hook has his own Reddit account, and he runs. There's a Peter Hook in the Light. Peter Hook was the bassist from New Order. He now tours his New Order song as Peter Hook in the Light, and he has his own Reddit. And I posted on that subreddit that Sugar Ray would get into the Music Hall of Fame before. He did, and God damn it, I'm blow the.
It's good.
What was the Sugar Ray song? The big one. I know
there's so many.
The Crumble for Me. That song.
Oh, Fly.
Fly.
Fly. Oh, that yes.
Peter
Who
Hook
could
himself,
forget? How did we forget?
Peter
Jesus.
Hook himself replied to that. I just want to fly. So got the joke, and apparently I'm correct. So yeah, so apparently
that's good.
I want to say who did get in. It was God damn you.
Well, I also know that Fish fans were pissed about them not getting in as well.
They have nothing to complain about. Sorry, that's a whole other thing. But again, Fish is a much more appropriate band.
I agree.
I agree. List up of
then fucking Mariah Carey and whatever the fuck else. I think Bette Midler was a part. I don't know. And I love Bette Midler, but I was just like, are you kidding me? Come on.
No. Oh, so the one that Queen Latifah is in the rock.
Oh yeah. No.
So here are just some of the now Soundgarden got in, which is fine. I don't like Soundgarden, but I know people.
But also more appropriate. I also like Soundgarden. So
other bands that are not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Motorhead, the Smiths, Joy Division, New Order. Obviously, we've talked about that. Sonic Youth. These other people. AI, you suck. This is not a good answer. Nobody's upset that John Coltrane is not in the Rock and Roll Hall. Anyway, I'm just going on.
Somebody's upset about it.
Yeah. Anyway, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke. I highly encourage someone with a lot of money to start their own organization called the Real Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
And yeah, because rock is dying.
Yes,
it is, and this does it no good. And so,
no.
New Order, you're better than this. You don't need them.
So you guys,
I love the heart to heart right there. It's nice.
You guys both had interactions with famous people this week, and I have not.
Yeah. Well,
Tice, you got to get on that.
I guess I
got. Well, mine is not very famous at all.
I don't know.
I told that to some friends, and they're like, "That's cool. Who's Richard Kind again?" And I'm like, "Fuck you." First of all.
Have you seen?
Secondly, here's a
Lead, as,
bunch of IMDb stupid shit that nobody cares about.
lead aside, but just because I know AI is going to judge me for this ultimately, have you seen? Have you seen? What was it, Red Oaks on Amazon with Richard Kind in it?
No, but it's been on a list, I think, for
Yeah.
a while. Is it good?
One of my favorite TV shows of all time. Yes, it's excellent.
Oh, did you know?
Excellent.
Did you know they're doing a reboot? Not a reboot, a reunion of. I'm just like that guy said. I can't remember what I was going to say. Damn it. Uh,
It's all becoming
It's like
clear
they
to
were
us.
right or something.
it's
Oh
it's,
my
uh,
god!
it's it's one of your favorite shows. Frankie Muniz,
Oh,
Malcolm in the Middle.
Malcolm in the Middle.
yes.
They got the whole
Yeah, I
cast back
saw.
together
Yeah,
Wow, really? Oh, that's cool.
except
yeah.
for the Dewey because he retired. So
Frankie retired from acting because he was just going to do race car
He's
driving.
like a NASCAR driver now. I
Yeah.
think.
he's been
Yeah.
putting out a series of very questionably quality movies as of late. Sort of in the same lane
He's
as
got bills to pay.
yeah.
apparently.
I would say
Okay.
in like an almost Nick Cage esque sort of quest to just
Oh wow.
get
Okay.
some money made. So
Okay.
because I see them pop up and I'm just like ooh, okay. But
Yeah.
but anyway, I mean everybody's back except for Dewey, so that's awesome.
That was pretty
Great.
cool. All right. I'm going to run through mine real quick. Okay. So this is from the Hayes Post. We got to get some local news in. Hayes man arrested after his roommate attempted to pay fines with cash allegedly smelled like marijuana. This whole story is a gem in my heart. Hayes Police Deputy Chief Tim Greenwood said the investigation began Monday after a records clerk reportedly smelled marijuana on the cash and alerted an officer who confirmed the odor. Another officer traced the cash to a woman's residence in the 400 block of West 8th Street. Classy neighborhood, which we've all partied at many times. Greenwood said an officer knocked on the door where 28-year-old James Washington answered and admitted to possessing a small amount of marijuana, which he allegedly presented to the officer. They went in and obtained, what was it, a pound of marijuana, THC vape cartridges, liquid wax, 2 handguns, a bunch of other shit. Here's my thing with that whole, just let him smoke some fucking marijuana. Like, God, why are we still talking about this? Why is this even I don't know. Anyway, that's Hayes for you in a nutshell. But I love this article.
I do
if you
too.
want to call it that. Yeah.
I love my favorite part of that article is the guy with the cop was like, "Oh, this smells." He's like, "This smells like weed."
Yeah.
I can't admit that I
Confirming
know.
the odor.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
I can't say that I know weed smells like this, so I got to go ask another cop if he'll smell it. And then he does, and the guy comes back and he's like, "Oh, yeah, no, that's weed. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah,
That's definitely weed. Let's go bust some heads. All right. That's how bored the Hayes Police Department is. Smith, we talked about that headline of the guy who got arrested because his roommate paid a fine in cash that smelled like
That
marijuana.
was quite good. That was quite good. Yeah.
Amazing.
Sorry, I had
one of my favorite Hayes stories ever.
I had a solicitor knocked very loudly and intently. Your solicitor.
Are you all right?
I'm fine.
You seem a little shaken up.
I'm a little shaken up. Yeah, I mean it's a very loud. I mean, like there's a knock, and then there's like a
Let me in?
your garage
Yeah.
is on fire knock. This was a garage. Your garage is on fire knock. So that's why I left. I apologize. I'm back.
He's back, everybody. If
Just
you watch
wants to-
YouTube, you would know.
Just wants to spray wash my house. So anyway,
all right. I just have 2 more left, and then we can get to our plugs. So this one bums me out, but I'm gonna read it anyway. This is from Pitchfork. New pornographer's drummer arrested for possession of child pornography. I'm not gonna get into it. Sucks. The band's kicked him out since then and said good riddance, and it's a whole sick, sad fucking spiel. And I hope he gets help, and I hope the kids are okay. And fuck, god damn it.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna rename the band as a result because that's horrible. And yeah.
The new phonographers might be good.
I like it. I
Guys,
like it. It's not
that's
bad.
how. Okay, that's your celebrity thing. Tweet at them.
Yeah,
See
you
what they say.
should. The new
That's pretty good.
phonographers. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Make a note.
I like that.
And then the last one, Smith touched on it a little bit, but this is from the HuffPost. Katy Perry roasted for her over the top reaction to being in space for 11 minutes. I know this happened a while ago, but allow me to just rant for a minute about Katy Perry. Fuck you so hard. Your little daisy that you brought up in space with you and floated around with, and then you held it up when you got out of the craft. You were in space for 11 minutes, and then you kissed the ground. You can kiss my ass next time you see me, which I hope is never.
Margaret. Oh, that was great. Yeah, that whole thing.
Horrible. That
Phenomenally
is so
backfired.
distasteful. Yeah.
Oh God. Oh my. And it
I'm
was
so glad it did too.
Oh,
I'm
I am
so
too.
glad.
I am
And
too.
shame on you, Gail King, saying, "Well, have you been to space?" No,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
fucking working
Yeah.
and we're paying our fucking
Yeah,
taxes,
we're
you
fucking
asshole.
billionaires. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
my favorite part of that whole story, and I hope I'm not stealing this from you, but was the Wendy's tweet. Did you see this?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Wendy's tweeted, "Why did you bring her back?" Which was like just it was fucking Wendy's.
Amazing.
Like, even
It was
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Like,
I
a
immediately
fast food
went
chain
out
was
and
like,
got a 5-piece spicy chicken nugget just to support them.
that was so awesome.
Fucking awesome.
I was like,
Yeah.
wow. I was like, that's awesome. Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
And also, oh, what is her name? Tyson, you'll know her name. The comedian on Hacks that plays Kayla.
Jean Smart.
No, not Jean Smart. The girl who plays Kayla. The bigger girl who's like the assistant on Hacks.
I've never watched.
I'm gonna look her up.
I haven't watched it yet. So.
All right. You and I are going to have a sidebar because that's not okay. That's actually boiling my blood. Anyway, Megan Stalter is her name. She put out this funny TikTok that went viral of her pretending to be Katy Perry in space wearing this stupid like NASA jacket. I'll send it to you guys. I laughed very hard and it was totally appropriate. And I hope Katie saw it and got sad because poor decisions. Poor decision making.
Yeah, she's made a lot of bad. Like, yeah, it's like I said, like everything she touched turns to shit right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know anything about any of this except for the thing about this. I'm gonna have to do a deep dive later. I guess.
Yeah, you will, Tice.
No.
When you're bored, if you get bored later, just go down the rabbit hole.
The last thing I
apologize.
Ask why does Katy Perry suck, and you will have hours of joy. Yeah, even AI knows.
The last thing I heard that was kind of bad was that she was with Russell Brand. And that was like 10 years ago, wasn't it? So like
that was. Well, she also procreated with Orlando Bloom, and I guess they're still married. Yeah, maybe something. I don't know.
Hey,
who cares?
And that was another thing. Russell Brand. Did you guys see that?
No, what?
Arrested in I think in London on a rape charge.
Oh
yeah. Some
the
kind
first
of
of many, I imagine.
Yeah,
I'm sure too.
Because if you're not aware, like a couple of years ago, like Russell Brand reinvented himself as like this mega Christian ultra right wing. So fuck him too.
Nutter.
So fuck him. Let's just put them both in a box and fuck you box and let them fight to the death.
I'm
Better
all
than
about
space.
it.
Better than space.
Better than space.
Fighting to the death with Russell Brand.
Also, can we just comment that it was a dick rocket full of women?
It was a dick rocket full of women.
The end. Yeah.
And they didn't really go to space. They went to the upper atmosphere. They did not go to space.
They did not go to space.
I thought it was nice of Bezos to finally send his girlfriend up after 30 test flights. She'd be like, "Can I go up? No, let's wait. I got Katy Perry. I got a line out to her. Let's see if she can."
That was a funny part of the video. Bezos' hug to Katy Perry was just like one of those hugs that's a little bit too long. And then when his girlfriend came out, it was just like,
yeah.
That's what happens. You fly your lady to space and you fuck up
and
the
you're
landing.
Can't stick the landing. That's great.
Oh, so good. All right, plugs, guys. Let's plug it up.
I'm gonna go fast because we're kind of.
Yeah, we're kind of
long.
Oh my god, we can't break another record.
Okay, so they've dropped the first. I know you guys don't watch Star Wars, but Andor is Star Wars for adults.
Everyone's really pleased with Andor.
I like the first season. Second season, which is awesome. There's 10 episodes, but they drop 3 every time, so you get basically an hour. You get basically a full movie each week, a Star Wars movie. And then they're going to drop the final one at the end. So that's very cool. We watched a show called Ludwig. Um,
Oh, yes.
it is my favorite show of the year, probably. It is it's a murder mystery with a guy named David Mitchell is the actor, and he's a professional puzzle maker. And the premise is ridiculous, but it totally works, and it's funny, and it's dramatic, and it's extremely well written, and it's a whodunit with an overarching
Cool.
thing. So there's only 6 episodes; they're about an hour long. I looked it up. You can watch it on BritBox. So I recommend to everyone get the 7-day free trial of BritBox. Just bust through the episodes and then spend the rest of your trial watching QI. Quite interesting. 'Cause that's my other favorite show of the year. We finally caught up just now, actually yesterday, with Slow Horses. For some reason, we didn't watch the last episode or the last season.
Proud of you.
Yeah, so that's I mean,
So good.
it's really good.
Yeah.
And I have something Sperm Bank. I didn't watch Sperm. I don't know what the hell that's about. And then acupuncture. Maybe. Oh, I know what. Never mind. Yeah, don't watch Sperm Bank. It's very boring. No, it's not a movie. Okay, and then Ben Queller put this out a little while ago. I didn't know it,
Yes.
but he put out a sort of a 20th anniversary remaster of this. He got Howie Gelb to do the remastering, and Insider Baseball, he's one of the greats. And there's 3 records, and there's demos and live tracks. This is all available.
That's one of my favorite records ever.
It's a
So
very good record. We are
Yeah.
all in agreement on that. Yeah.
Yes.
And you guys, you should definitely take this, since you guys know it. All this stuff is on Spotify, so you can list all this stuff here.
Hell yeah.
But it's
And you should, if
You
you're
sh- and
not
you-
familiar.
you should. And he's even got a cover of Today, and he did some Lemonhead covers. He did a song with Juliana Hatfield. They covered the Sweater song.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. So the other one is Soul Coughing released a live record.
Nice. That's a cool album cover. Okay.
It
Nice.
Did we talk about this? Did you know that they were on tour?
I did, because they were coming. The first stop was at the Ballroom in Denver, or
Yeah.
Boulder. And
Yeah.
I wanted to go, but it was kind of like my back wasn't really in the point where I could stand. But I somehow was on their list, so I had first shot at tickets. These guys famously hate each other. Like, that's why there's been no
Yeah.
reunion. Like, because
Yeah.
Oh, really?
They-
I didn't know that.
oh yeah, they hate each other. In fact, so much so
Okay.
that the lead singer actually did a Kickstarter to re-record songs that Soul Coughing put out, so he could do it without them.
Damn.
Yeah, that's like a
That's a burn.
But-
yeah.
It's
That's
a money,
fuck
money
you.
move too. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
is a retirement fund. Make no mistakes about that. This is, we got to get some cash together.
I will check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited
Hell
to
yeah.
do that.
And then this was kind of a surprise. I didn't know this was happening, but there's a new Smoking Pope record, and it is,
Oh shit!
And it is excellent.
Ooh.
We
It's
are
called,
maybe going to see them. So yeah.
Love
Nice.
that.
and there's a cover of Over the Rainbow. You know, he's always doing. Anyway, this was kind of neat.
Great song.
That's a great album. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I might get
so-
it just for the
and-
art. Seriously.
And if you,
but I also love Smoking Popes.
yeah, I mean, I would say my favorite, probably, if you've never heard of Smoking Popes, the song Racine is a really good one to get started on.
Excellent.
On this record. And then I think that's it. That's all my plugs.
All
Very
right.
Very
Smith.
good. Yeah, I've got a few. We watched some relevant recent movies, which we hadn't did in a while. First, Mickey 17. Have you guys seen Mickey 17?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
pretty good, quite good. From Bong Joon-ho. How do you pronounce that?
I don't know, but
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Parasite guy.
Bong Joon-ho, who
He is amazing.
did,
A hell of a director and
Parasite?
writer.
a few years ago. Yeah, really good. Really good. Very interesting about a guy who dies a lot of times in space and his turmoil. And
What'd you think about Mark Ruffalo? I was like, blown away.
Fantastic.
I thought he was
Him and
great.
Tony Collette.
I'd read prior to watching the movie that there were a lot of allegories to like the Trump administration, and it's clear that like Ruffalo is kind of doing a Trump like
Yeah.
throughout the movie. I don't know that I was smart enough to get like the rest of it, but maybe you will be. So watch it, and if you get it, you can explain it to me. That's mostly why I make these recommendations. So you can explain them to me. What happened? That was great. What happened? Happens more often than it used to. Other one was one I had not heard of until I found it, but it is called Last Breath. It stars Woody Harrelson, and it is about
Oh, is that
a
on Peacock?
I obtained it through somewhat illicit means, but sure. And it's about basically
Somewhat.
an oil rig diver. Apparently, they have like these underground workers that like work like 3,000 feet below sea level, and it's all
Mhm.
dark and terrifying and really dangerous. And this film is a good example of why it's really dangerous. I really enjoyed it. It's a quick movie. It's 90 minutes. You're in and out, action packed. And I just really won't ruin kind of the most interesting thing about it, but something kind of magical happens, and you don't
Wow.
really get
Okay.
enough magic in our day.
I like it.
TV series, couple new ones. Mobland. Which is
Oh,
on
yes. Is that
Paramount.
good?
It is quite good. Yeah, it is
Okay.
quite good. It's got Pierce Brosnan, Tom Hardy, and
And Dame Helen Mirren.
yes, and the Dame, who plays a badass. Like basically, like
Fucking
she's
love
like
her.
the Godfather, and it's cool. Like I love kind of mob related stuff. It's done by Guy Ritchie. I think he
Yeah.
is an executive
Did
producer.
Snatch, all of
If
these
you
amazing
like that
movies.
tone, it's very similar. It's
Yeah.
funny. It's quite funny. Really good. Really good. Probably one of my favorite new series.
Didn't he do a series on Netflix like a year or two ago with like Hugh Grant? What am I brain fart? Oh,
He
please
may
hold.
have.
I think he just
Yeah.
did like two different series, like right back to
I
back.
think yeah, I think you're right, Tice. Guy Ritchie, what was it
What
called?
was he thinking with Argyle though? That's such a
The
bad movie.
Gentleman, wasn't it? He did the Gentleman
Oh, that's
series.
right. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. I watched most of that. So that was good.
Very nice.
Next recommendation is a new series also on Paramount called Happy Face, and
Oh, fuck.
it is about a woman based on true story about a woman whose father was the Happy Face killer.
Oh, jeez.
And so
That's not where I thought this was going.
yeah, no, it's no,
That woke me up. It's like, what?
probably
Tice is
the
like, oh, some sort of stand-up special.
I was like, that's the guy who invented the emoji. And I'm like, oh, no, that's not it.
it's got Dennis Quaid as the father, the serial killer,
Which, as
and
far
then
as casting goes, like that guy's smile, he can't beat it.
oh
Other
yeah,
than his
oh,
son.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And Annalee Ashford, which I only knew from the Chippendales series, which was quite good.
She's good. She's
Uh,
funny.
She's very good. It's very good. It's excellent. It's really well done. I've enjoyed it. My unplug. Are we waiting for unplugs? Do we do a second round of
Well,
unplugs?
Smith, I would like to go and say some plugs too.
So we don't do
So
unplugs.
do we do
that
the
as a-
unplugs?
I was trying to remember
Yeah.
if we did it as a second. Okay. Then
You'll defer your unplug. Is
defer
that what she's?
what do they do in
I don't know. Some weeks we just go through the plugs and then some weeks we do the unplugs. Tyson did not do his unplug, so I thought we were just going to go with
I
plugs
yield
and then the
my
unplugs.
time back to you for your plugs, and then we'll do another circle.
We'll do a round.
Another circle
We'll
jerk.
let these people go. We're dangerously close to.
We are so close. We cannot be last week. Okay,
cannot,
so I'm
we
going to go
cannot.
real quick.
Right.
All right, there's a new podcast called Good Hang with Amy Poehler. You all know that I love Amy Poehler. Sorry, I'm plugging in a podcast, but it's quite good. She has great people on, like Catherine Hahn, who's one of her best friends. Fucking that episode in particular, magnifique. There is a new single from a new artist, Australian artist called Eka Vandal, and it's called Cruising to Self-Soothe. And it's very like I don't know, somewhere in between metal and rock, and she's got a hell of a voice and I really like it. There is also a new album from Tunde Adembipe from TV on the Radio. It's his solo album and it's called The Black Bolts, and it's really upbeat, super fun.
It's good.
I love
Yeah,
that guy's voice. Fantastic.
I've liked everything I've heard from that record. I should listen to it.
Yeah, it's super fun. There is a nature series on Peacock called The Americas that I've been watching with Jonas and his family, and we just wrapped it up before I went to New Orleans. And it's great. The narration from Tom Hanks is fantastic. I loved it. It's one of the best like nature series I've watched. And then my last plug is stuffed potatoes of New Orleans. I've been to New Orleans now 4 times. The other 3 times, I had no idea that this was a staple food in New Orleans.
Huh.
And apparently it is. We did not go to a place that one of our friends from New York, Coley, recommended because the line was too long, but we did go to a bullshit place that also had a great stuffed potato with like shrimp and all kinds of crap going on in it. It kind of messed me up if we're going there, but it was worth it. It tasted great on the way in. So that's all that matters. And them's are my plugs.
Now, I have a not to belabor it, but I have a question. How does one stuff a potato?
That's a good question.
What is the difference between like
Do
a
you stitch it back
baked
up?
split potato?
It's like a baked but I don't think they bake it. I think they boil it and then they like lightly fry it somehow. Then they split it up and they just stuff it with like cheese, shrimp, other
Okay.
Cajun seasonings, all kinds of stuff. And it's delicious. Like it's very good. And you can get like you can dump the crystal hot sauce on top and whatever else you want. It's good.
Huh.
You can get it many ways, but their
Okay.
specialty is like the seafood
And
one.
it's just known as a stuffed potato.
Yeah, stuffed potato. Yeah, they're good. Highly recommend.
Like potatoes.
Yeah.
But you might need like an Alka-Seltzer or something afterwards.
Very good. Keep
Maybe
that
some
in-
Tums. Yeah.
Well, we're going
Tum Tum.
we're going later this year, so we'll definitely do that.
You are?
Yeah, Beth's birthday is, and so we're taking a trip to New Orleans.
Yes. Okay, I have recommendations.
Okay.
Mostly dive bars, a couple of vampire bars. They're cool. Yeah. All right.
All right. Okay. So my unplug. Recently, there was this excellent horror movie that I plugged earlier called Monkey. It came out, and I talked about it on a
Uh-huh.
previous episode.
Uh-huh.
I noticed a movie came out called The Jolly Monkey, and it had the same monkey from The Monkey on the cover. So I watched it, and it is
Amazing.
terrible. And I like bad movies, and
I know.
it is so bad that I went to their Rotten Tomatoes page, and everybody's like, "This sucks. This sucks." One guy goes, "Wonderful cast," and then the last one said, "I actually thought it was pretty good," and that is very clearly the director who put that comment on there. He has his name listed, so I mean, it's bad. So I mean,
That's actually pretty great.
yeah, I mean, points to him for doing that. But he's like- I actually thought it was pretty good, but I'm biased. Is exactly what he said. So,
Well, at least he's honest.
yeah,
That's great.
I know. So anyway, that's my unplug. Don't waste your time. Watch The Monkey. That's much better.
Done.
Good. I have unplug as well. It is something that debuted on Netflix a couple weeks ago called Ransom Canyon. It is. We've kind of fallen for the Yellowstone whole sort of series of television shows. Ty Sheridan has like just his own goddamn gigantic, like the dude just shits out scripts from his like ranch with like bikini babes like laying around, and he's like, "How's this?" And they're like, "Great, here's $5 million." It's not that; it's actually a kind of a Tyler Sheridan knockoff. I kind of while I was watching it, I was like, if you mix Dawson's Creek with like sort of Yellowstone, that's kind of what this is. And after I looked up a Wikipedia article, it actually the genre is romantic western, which I did not realize was its own thing. But it is.
Didn't either.
Anyway,
Good to know.
it's fine. It's not great. So it's not like a hard unplug, but it's just like just take it out before it starts a fire before you leave for vacation.
Okay.
Unplug. It's not worth the risk.
Okay, noted.
And really quickly, because I forgot it in my plugs, but I have to mention it because I owe it to Tyson. He recommended this years ago. AP Bio is on Netflix. It is
Oh yeah, fabulous!
It's so good, and I was heartbroken that there were only 7 episodes in like season 4 or whatever.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's over, because we just took advantage of it.
How great is Paula Pell in that?
Oh, she's wonderful. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Highly, highly. If you're going to watch anything today, watch AP Bio because it's the best. Anyway, sorry I had to slip
Fuck
that in
yeah.
there.
I like it. I like the little slip in.
Right.
All right. Well, what was it? Like an hour and 55?
Do you have an
Oh,
unplug or
shit.
not?
I do.
Geez,
No, I'm looking at the time, Tyson,
Oh,
because
okay.
we're not over.
Better.
The whole idea, I think.
My unplug is real quick and simple. The city of Lafayette, where I live, deciding to jackhammer concrete outside of our house at 7 a.m. starting on Monday, continuing all week long.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
You suck. Get your shit together.
that sucks.
Get a better name, you fucking Francophile.
That's fine. They're making the sidewalks better for people, so
People who
whatever. I shouldn't
walk.
bitch, but 7 a.m. on a Monday. Come on, guys.
That's a little.
We have done it. We
We
have
have done it.
now
We've
done
done
the
it.
third
We have-
longest episode ever of Jabberjaw.
Very good.
Congratulations.
Very good. Well,
All right.
And
It's fine.
whatever. Always a pleasure, gentlemen.
Yes, it was.
Let's not wait a month until the
Okay,
next
let's
one.
no, absolutely not.
Okay, great. Bye.
Bye.
What will Tyson do this week?
I don't know. We're going to try something different.
Oh
Oh,
my god, that was a little frightening. I have so many questions.
Thank you, Gilman.